Hello everyone. We want to send our greetings to all of you. Jyotish and I would like to do a special message for the American celebration of our Independence Day, the 4th of July. But we want to send this out to our friends all over the world, throughout North and South America, Europe, and India, and just to share with you some thoughts about a more expanded, unifying vision of what this holiday really represents to all of us.
Even though, of course, the 4th of July represents the American independence, the signing of the Declaration of Independence that really began this country, it is much more than just that. First of all, the whole concept of independence needs to be seen in a spiritual, not a political way. In a political way, it is, from at least the American point of view, it was the rebellion against a sense of tyranny or a sense of control from people outside of the endemic population here in America. And so, to a certain extent, it was a rebellion, but in a greater extent, it was a declaration of freedom of choice, freedom of a group of people to make the choices and to work with the consequences of those choices that determine their own lives, their own quality of life, and their own futures. That is a very spiritual topic, and really all of us should be trying to overcome the control of those forces that want to keep us diminished spiritually. And so it would be good for each of us to declare our own spiritual declaration of independence. And so for us to have our own spiritual 4th of July would be a very good thing. For Ananda in particular, 4th of July has another meaning. One, it was the day on which our community began. It was the day in which the property came into our hands, 4th of July, 1969. So we take that as the birth point of the Ananda community, but in a way the birth point of the communities that are founded in Master's name and are now spreading around the world. And so that's a very important aspect. There are a number of very interesting aspects that coincide between the American Declaration of Independence and the battle for freedom and Ananda, and the same thing happening. For one, in the American Revolution, the Americans by and large came from England, although there were other communities, other European colonies that were here. The culture of America was more or less an extension of England, and of course the rebellion was against the English rule and monarchy. And so it's as if the rootstock came from England. But it's very interesting to note that about 700 years earlier, William the Conqueror established in many ways the things that were going, the government, the cultural aspects, the sense of freedom, the sense of cooperation of the populace and the rulers together that were going to come into the future. And William the Conqueror, Master said, was his incarnation and a former incarnation. And so it's almost as if you take a long view. We have William the Conqueror beginning the energy that was going to result in the more modern England, and then William the Conqueror's England needing to have another free expression, which was America, and America becomes then the birthplace of almost like a Dwapara era, Dwapara Yuga country. And Master said that India and America would work together to bring in this new age. India with its spiritual roots and its high philosophy, America with the sense of freedom and energy and creativity and material success, those two joining together would create the new pattern for this age. And so Ananda's role in that is not only to be in a new Dwapara country, which is America, but to be the lifestyle for Dwapara Yuga, to create these communities, these world brotherhood communities, which now, instead of separating, reunite the world together, and most especially reunite the energies of India and America and bring in a new era of spiritual independence for everyone.
Master also said that there are many Indian souls that are taking incarnation in the West, and many Western souls that are taking incarnation in the East, to again create this bridge between East and West. And what we're finding, and what we invite you to share in our thinking in this way, is that really Ananda's birth, America's birth, are steps into the future where there will be a uniting of East and West, of the depths of both countries, and more than, because really we're a united planet, even though it doesn't seem that way at this time, but certain areas will show the way in different aspects of our culture, of our human experience on this planet. And right now I believe that the Dwapara Yuga unification of cultures, of races, of religions, where the forms are breaking down, and the freedom to explore new ways of thinking, of living, of worshiping, of creating. This is all coming about. So when we celebrate the 4th of July in America this year at Ananda Village in America, and throughout, we invite you to join us and celebrate it as a birth of a new world culture that is coming about. Recently, we had a visit of a wonderful group of pilgrims from India, from all over our communities and centers there, visiting our different communities in America. And they spent about a week at Ananda Village and shared at the end of their trip some of their experiences. And so many of them said they felt a new universal culture beginning to take birth. And so let us celebrate Ananda's birth as the beginning of that new world culture. Master said the communities movement would be the social pattern for the new age, and that it would spread like wildfire. So we are so fortunate to be at the beginning of this time and to give our energy to this new birth of inner and outer freedom. Joy to you.